And we're going to be doing a Neon Dynasty sealed event today. But yeah, why don't we open some packs? Sealed is nice because you have infinite time, well, at least online, to look at what you have. You don't have to read all the cards immediately. And then, when you do draft, you'll know what some cards are. So far, I love it. It's flavor-wise and feeling-wise, it's really interesting and fun. The arts are all cool. The whole concept of the set was kind of, I don't know if you'd call it worrisome, but like it was a risk, and I think it paid off. Generally, I don't like all the different treatments for cards, but sometimes they're pretty cool. Like these lands. I don't like many of the full art lands, but these ones I do kind of like. Or at least some of them. But a lot of the I'd rather there be one version of most cards. For Limited, it was a lot of fun to play. I don't know a ton about it yet, but for some reason I was turned off a little bit by the Innistrad block, I guess, that just came out. Yeah, the black and white lands did not work out, full art lands. It's just pretty hard to tell what color you were looking at. This is a little tough. I mean, this looks like a mountain more than a swamp. But I actually don't mind that they use different colors in their art. For a black card, I don't care that the art is black, but what should be black is the frame. At least the frame should be black. But in most of the art, you see like, oh, well, this fox, it can't be a red fox, has to be a green fox. But I do like seeing other colors in the art. Anyway, so aesthetically, I like the set. Gameplay-wise, I have liked it so far, but I don't have it all figured out yet, so we'll see how deep it goes. Let's sort by rarity here. Ooh, we've got Tezzeret. I don't have everything at a glance yet, and I don't know what all of the mythics do, especially with relation to the rest of the set. But I know I've seen most of the commons and uncommons and that kind of thing. How easy is ninjutsu? Very easy to pull off. There are a couple 1/1 flyers or death touches that people don't want to be blocking, and some stuff ninjas in for 1 or 2. There are good creatures to return to your hand as well. So there's like a 3-mana 1/1 flyer that makes a 1/1 spirit, not flying spirit. And you attack with a 1/1 flyer, ninjutsu it back to your hand, then you can do it again for 3 mana. And yeah, there's some cool things like that. Check out the rares here. So Tezzeret should be pretty good. Draw 2, discard 2, unless you discard an artifact. That's the plus. Draw 2, discard 2 is just good. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. So this can animate your big vehicles. This would be really... There's like a 1-mana 7/11 vehicle that takes 7 to crew or something like that. This is back in the first time vehicles came out. It's just like a 1-mana vehicle, though. Oh, good luck with the dog. Hello, welcome. Welcome to tea time. And this would be good with that, but that's not in this set. I think all the vehicles are appropriately costed for their size in this set. Still, this can crew it. Oh, it becomes this way permanently. Cool. So you can make your food tokens or whatever into 4/4s, or treasure tokens, I guess, are in this set. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, it has base power and toughness 4/4. So if you have an artifact creature, you can make it into a 4/4. Because this can still target an artifact creature. You get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tap, draw card. That's obviously pretty good. Yeah, this is great. It doesn't really protect itself, but 4 mana starts with 5 loyalty, and it's probably really good in like the white-green deck. Satsuki, the Living Lore. Okay, white-green tends to be the enchantment color pair, and sagas are enchantments, and they always flip to enchantment creatures, so it's always going to be an enchantment. Return saga card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, when it dies. Put a lore counter on. I looked up how sagas work. There are some things that can put multiple counters on a saga at once, in which case you're going to trigger all of the chapters between where it was and where it ends up. So if it was on chapter 2 and you add 10 counters to it, it just does chapter 3. That's it. But if it was chapter 1 and you put 10 counters on it, it does chapter 2 and 3, and you can order the triggers as you wish. Good. Good. Lovely. Tatsunari Toad Rider. Hold on. Somewhere around here. Come here, Kaimi. And then you make Kaimi. It's probably backwards because things are flipped left to right so that my right hand is mirroring me here. Anyway, there's Kaimi. Good job. Can we do full webcam? Kaimi. And this is neat. I'd have to flip it again, but whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. That's awesome. It's extort, a free extort for every enchantment past the first. Like, the first enchantment you play makes Kaimi, and then if Kaimi dies, you can just play it again. Really solid card. And then, for whatever reason, you can make both of them unblockable. Of note, they don't both have to attack, so if the frog comes into play, you can target it with Tatsunari, attack with Tatsunari unblocked, and the frog can just stay back. And as I learned like last year, toads are frogs. Not every frog is a toad, but every toad is a frog, except a horny toad, which is a lizard, but that's a misnomer. Or horned toad, whatever you want to call it. If children are around, you know, can't be using lewd words. This is an interesting one. I was like, this isn't that good. They get him back, they untap the very next turn. However, if your power on the field equals your opponent's life total or exceeds it, you just win. You phase out all their creatures and attack. What can they do? They can't do anything. Or better yet, you do it on their turn, so they can't attack them. This is a pretty good card. It's like an offensive fog or sleep. It's better than it looks, I think. Sleep does something kind of similar, but sleep is like proactive and this is reactive. So you can stop them from attacking, then they can play creatures, then you can attack. Whereas sleep, you play, then attack, then they don't untap, they can play creatures, then you can attack again. So it's not strictly better than sleep, but it is quite good. God, sleep was so good. But anyway, both of those cards really need you to have a board. So I think in this set especially, it's important to get a board out. This is one I'm not so sure what it does. Mill 3, make a 1/1. Can't, yeah, that's not great, but put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, so it ends up being a 2/2 at least. Or worst case, unless it dies. And you have no other creatures. And then it comes back as a 1/1. It can make 1/1s. Oh. And it can make itself a 1/1. That's pretty good. Just a bunch of chump blockers. If you're in green, I think you're playing it. Right, so the first thing I'll look at is power. I'm going to throw these hidden for now, just because they don't affect our build. Then I do want to look at the uncommons. There are so many commons. Yikes. Because I see this double generous visitor. Super powerful effect. And it's been a while since we've had an on cast. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. This is amazing. The games where you start with this in play are ridiculous. And the fact that we have two makes it pretty scary. I don't love the samurai deck. Maybe it's better than it looks to me. But I have not seen it be good. Play an additional land, gain 3, and then you get a 3/3. Blossom Prancer is probably fine. It's a 5-mana 4/4 that can draw you a card and has reach and looks kind of cool. But it's not itself an enchantment. There are a lot of enchantment creatures. That is not one of them. Sky-Blessed Samurai. Here's an enchantment creature. Pump up your creature. This doesn't give any evasion, but it does make something rather large. And it's pretty cheap. And eventually becomes, what, 4/4, 5/5 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. So that could be quite large. Anchor to Reality, the tinker of the set. You can just get any equipment or vehicle onto the battlefield. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Yeah, it's like less restrictive than Tinker, because you can just sacrifice any creature, but more restrictive because you can only get equipments and vehicles. But something to look at if you have a very good equipment or a very good vehicle, because you can save a lot of mana that way. Essence Capture, I like that kind of card. When we were young, we used to play on this little bridge, apparently. Up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 until end of turn. Who is this? The Wanderer and like someone Umezawa? Who knows? Kaito? When we were young. Oh, my favorite card name. Or at least a cool card name. I wonder if we have one. I don't think we have one. And that card name is You Are Already Dead. Nani? You are already dead. Yeah. I watched the entire Fist of the North Star series, both of them. There was like, I don't know how many seasons of each one there were, but there was like it like fast forwarded 5 or 10 years. And I watched every single episode of it. It was, I don't recommend it because every episode is the same, but it had its moments for sure. It certainly had its moments. And once you get into it, it's not even, I don't know, you could probably quit anytime. It's not like that enticing, but it was one of the early anime things, like before Dragon Ball Z, before all that. The art is like fine. You may pay 1 and second artifact. If you do, make a 3/1 with haste. It just stays around. Very good. First good red card. And the Oni Cult Anvil. Yeah, there's got to be a good black-red deck with artifacts. This is super good. Because you can just drain 1 a turn and have these 1/1s around. Yeah, super good. Oh. Yeah, interestingly, this will trigger if you lose an artifact to something else, but also you can just sacrifice an artifact anytime. That is cool and could be better in multiples. Not much to say about Malfunction. Not much to say about the Energy Blade as well. That's a lot of power. I guess the idea is attack with something, then equip it, and then next turn attack for more. When this attacks alone, +1/+0 for each samurai or warrior you control. Yeah, it's just, oops, bounced your samurai. What are you gonna do? Long Reach of Night. It's fine. Some of these are hard to evaluate. 2/3 Menace is fine. Whenever this attacks, return target creature card from card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of modified creatures you control. So it does nothing, or it's the best card in your deck, depending on how many modified creatures you have. And what does this do? It's a neat trick. Untap. Wait. Up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 until end of turn. That's okay. That's not awful. But then the payoff for having multiple pieces of tech, multiple types of tech, those creatures gain lifelink. So this could be huge. I don't think we needed more one with nothings in print. I used to read all the set reviews for from Channel Fireball from like LSV, and that was the example card of like 0 rating out of 5. Just a card that literally does nothing. Discard your hand. I mean, there are ways to abuse any magic card. Okay, this is what we are looking at. It looks like white and green are kind of deep, and that our artifacts aren't that strong. Sorry, Tezzeret. But a blue splash could be in order. Prosperous Thief, what's this? Ninjutsu. Ninjas or rogues get us treasure, or in this case, goldfish. If you look at the art. Yoink. I said take all the gold, not the fish. And then bronze cudgels. I'm trying to think about this. So you pay 4, and your creature gets +3/+0. You pay 5, and it's +6. Or you pay 6, and it's +6. Well, whatever. I don't think they're great. Okay. So the things we're really interested in are these visitors, the Toad Rider, Tezzeret. Not that we can play all of it, but if we could. I like Satsuki. All right, so there's our power. The next thing we need to watch out for here is our fixing. Where does our fixing reside? Unlike in some sets, all of these two-color lands take the slot of the land, so we were lucky to get two. You never really want to see these basics because it means you're not getting fixing. And it also means you can't open multiple per pack. Uncharted Haven was opened as a regular common, but these lifelands, there's maximum one per pack. So we didn't get a ton. The other place to look is at your artifacts. Terrarium's really gonna help a lot. And there's one mana rock, but we didn't open it. And there are some green cards that help with mana as well. Help with fixing specifically. Careful Cultivation, no. The Tanuki, yeah, that would do it. Okay. So green has a tiny bit. And this is an enchantment creature, so it could help out our visitor quite a bit. No black. This wants us to play red, which I don't really want to do. Okay, so we have an idea of what our fixing is. We have an idea of where our power is. Now, we need to look at each color and see how it lays out. And that's pretty simple to do online because of all this sorting. Draw a card. A 1/1 is not that valuable here, but it can block some big vehicles and chump pretty well. The nice part about this is it's a cheap enchantment. These exemplars would be good if you are doing that deck, I assume. Vehicle deck. Cast an enchantment from your graveyard this turn. Yeah. I like the Samurai. 4/4 flyer. Moth Rider. Awesome. Repel the Vile. That's going to be very good. Half the creatures are enchantments. The other half are artifacts. But it also just exiles big creatures. Imperial Oath is good. 6 mana for 6 power and toughness is good in white anyway, but now you get it over 3 creatures, and you can scry 3 by the time you have 6 mana. You don't really need more, so you scry 2 lands to the bottom. It's almost like drawing 2 cards. Yeah, the Reign of Truth is awesome. These kind of count as creatures. They're just delayed creatures. They're like suspend creatures. So you'd kind of want to put them in on curve where you would cast a creature. Regent's Authority is fine. We don't have like removal here. We just have a few ways of modifying creatures and tricks. That's about it. So white is not that impressive. The best, I mean, we have Repel the Vile, the Reign of Truth, and that's all I'm really excited about. It's nice that a lot of the creatures are randomly enchantments. They did a good job of having there be cross synergy between the archetypes. Every set they miss that in becomes really annoying to play, like Ixalan. I actually liked playing Ixalan, but it was still a crapshoot. I mean, it was like gambling whether or not you and someone else would fight over the same deck, and just neither of you get a good deck. So I'll put Tezzeret up here. Vehicles can kind of fit up with creatures. Love this crab. So March is good. Barely any removal, but we have a piece of counter magic. some stuff to protect our creatures. I assume Tezzeret's good. Guardians of Oboro, that could be fun to build around. It's just a big, dumb creature that gets in the way. Pretty easy to elevate to a 4 or 5, and then it can attack. But we don't really have much, do we? One note on this, a 4 mana 6/6 vehicle that crews for 3 is a good card. But you have to be in blue to play this. But I would always play 1, maybe 2. And Tezzeret makes it better. Yeah, it's too bad we don't have like a clear pull to blue. I think our clearest pull is into green. And maybe black. Green-black might be our way to go here. Let's see what black has. And the Toad Rider is a good reason. These Reckoner Raids, vehicles you control have Menace, and it's a 2/2 enchantment creature. And it already comes in draining 2. That's a good card. 2/2 Menace. Clawing Torment, it's not awful. Well, let's group separately here. Blade Blesser. Menace 3/2, that's not bad. Assuming we have an enchantment, which is more likely than artifact, given the rest of our stuff. But it's not too unlikely to have an artifact. Don't know how good these Shadow Walkers are, but you figure turn 4, you return something, and now you have a 5/5 in play. And so many cards in the set have benefits for entering the battlefield or even casting it again. I'm not going to try this Energy Blade. It'd be good if you have more evasive creatures. It could be really good on the Road Captain. Not very good at opening shrines. Ooh, the Surge Hacker mech. That's good. Take a look at what artifacts we have. Yeah, artifacts aren't amazing. The most interesting here is, well, the Surge Hacker mech. We don't have a ton of good vehicles. And then the Searchlight Companion's usually fine just to play, especially with the Shadow Walker. So I like black here. It doesn't have a ton of removal. But the highlights are the Toad Rider, the raids if we're doing enchantments. Huh. Something like Return to Action would return your permanent as the front side. So you'd start your saga over, which could be a good thing. Long Reach of Night, that's just fine. Blade Blessers are fine. Scrounger's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of filler, but the top end makes sense. Red-green can be a good modified deck, and red has a lot of the good artifacts. We have no creatures. Synthesizer's not really much good. 4 mana for your first 2/2. A little bit of removal. I don't know how good these emergences are. I don't think very good. Don't think Gift of Wrath is very good. There's a lot of cards in this set that set you up for a 2-for-1 if your opponent has instant speed bounce or removal. So I try to avoid that. Yeah, the boars are good. Trample and Haste, yeah, they're good. And they're modal, you can just pump something. It's a pretty powerful pump. Gives it trample. But yeah, we just don't have anything else in this color, which is probably for the best, because that makes our choice a little easier. What next? Ah, yes, green again. Now we'll see the whole thing. 2 of these visitors, God, I love it. Careful Cultivation? Don't love that. Makes a Llanowar Elves for 2. Gives it permanent reach and +1/+3. Yeah, I just don't like enchantments like that. It's good. I mean, the effect is good, but not that good. It doesn't help you win the game, really. It's in a weird place. Heir of the Ancient Fang. If this was an enchantment creature, it'd be quite impressive. But as it is, I'm not in love with it. I want my creature to be able to sort of catch me up, and here it's like, oh, oops, just got a 2/3. But the rest of this is highly playable. That's our only dud. It's only 10 cards. Yeah, but these 10 are very good. And we can try to combine it with black. I wish we had some more fixing, because then we could combine it with white as well. Return to action. That kind of card's going to be good for us. Oh, what's this, actually? Make a 4/5 green spirit, vigilance and haste. Vigilance is a nice touch. Not all of them give that. Crackling Emergence, yeah. This gives haste, but just haste. The 4/5 vigilance is strong. And it's an enchantment, which is good for the deck. Okay. Happy about that. This is only 18 cards. We could put in a companion. We could put in more black cards. I like these Ogre Ninjas a little bit with our menace creatures. 4 menace creatures. The Surge Hacker Mech. Terrarium. This could be a deck. How do we win? Basically, we need Toad Rider. We have a way to get it back. The double visitor is really nice. These raids we can do again and again by getting them back with ninjutsu. And the Blade Blessers are similar. They've got menace. Or just pay 6 mana for your 5/5s in the late game. Could be worse. What's this? Makes an 0/4 menace. Here's another menace creature, and getting that back's not bad. Shock something again. Kami gets an enchantment back. Gain some life. Return to action's probably fine. Gotta figure out what these things turn into again. Gain some life, play an additional land, makes a 3/3. Pretty good for 2 mana. This is a 1/1 that has some interesting effects. If we were to splash something, what would we splash? I don't know if white is good enough. Did we find good white stuff? I mean, we've got the Reign of Truth might be the best thing. Just a big creature. Samurai's fine. Repel is fine. Nothing else is good. Or at least doesn't seem great. Imperial Oath. Fortunately, this is enough. Maybe it's not enough creatures. But it's more creatures than it looks, because this is a creature, this is, that's 4 more. 16, 17, 18. It's lacking in removal. But every color we have is lacking in removal. Kind of lacking in evasion. And if our opponent gets something bigger than a 5/5, I don't see how we win. Except with this Toad Rider. Keep draining. Okay, you know, I'm happy with this. Happy with this. We want, I guess we're pretty even between green and black. We have a little preference for green, I think, since we have the Tanaki. We want to be doing the visitors first. Yeah, we certainly have a preference for green. Haven comes in tapped. I think I'm just going to play another forest. Pretty simple deck. The synergy here is going to be nuts. I mean, the double generous visitor, the Reckoner raids, we're going to be able to drain our opponents for quite a bit. And the Toad Rider helps with that. All the menace means we should have a good attack eventually. Clawing Torment means we can just slap this on an artifact and then have them take 1 a turn. Almost like a stab wound. So it either kills something, which is great for 1 mana, or keeps them losing life and makes the thing worse. It's just bad against bounce and recursion effects, which there are a bunch of. So if they were able to ninjutsu it back, so you put it on their flyer, they ninjutsu it back, it's just, yeah, just not great for you. But this could be super powerful. You only need to do 20 damage to your opponent. We're going to be able to keep counting damage. Let's try it out. Competitive sealed. We've got 5 rounds of this. 3 wins. I think 4 wins does a little better than even. 3 wins does a little worse than even. And then 5 wins, of course, is great. Yeah, 3 wins is like a little better than half of the event. 4 wins is like a draft more than the event. And 5 wins is like 2 events plus maybe a bit of a draft. 120. Yeah, it's like 2 events plus most of a draft. Five wins, here we come. Great teacher Onizuka. Is this a new screen name for this? Oh, do we keep this? We need to draw land. We have 2 turns to draw land. Yeah, but any land will do it. Upkeep. I don't need my upkeep for this format. Nice. Great teacher Onizuka. I do not know anything about that. Hopefully this is someone who doesn't play Magic much and just got into it for this. But we'll see. It's already pretty aggressive. Huh. I think we want the terrarium here. We could do the teachings and get a 1/1 to maybe block this. But then we don't get the counter anywhere. Ooh. Brute Suit. Brute Suit is not too bad, is it? And they'll certainly be able to crew it next turn. Well, let's go teachings. And torment on the sling. And then probably not block here. Oh, and vehicles have menace too. Yikes. Do we have a brute suit? That might be worth bringing in. It's actually just pretty good. It's super easy to crew. It's a 4/3 menace. Our deck is somewhat aggressive. It doesn't block very well. It doesn't block menace creatures very well. I'm glad to see that they're crewing with this. And then Surge Hacker Mech, if we draw the land, kills the captain. So that's nice. Or at least threatens to kill it. Otherwise, we gotta do what? Searchlight Companion? Not great. This thing has Vigilance too? Uh-oh. They really don't want me to get the 1/1 counter. I don't think there's a 1 black mana spell that saves it. The mech's impossible to crew. So, hopefully we open or draw land, then we can play Harmonious Emergence. Yikes. 3/2 to find something, they attack for 4. You may pay 1 at your end step. Destroy creature with toughness X or less, where X is the number of shrines you control. So that is a good way of killing tokens. X or less. If they get a second shrine, we're in trouble. Now we have a little 1/1. And no land. No land. The companion doesn't do enough. That doesn't do enough. This is awkward, not having enough land here. I'm just going to go for the Long Reach of Night. They just discard a card, and then they're not much worse off. It'd be nice to stabilize eventually. Surge Hacker Mech. We've been efficient, but they've played more. And we've never attacked, and they've attacked a ton. So our cards are better, but we're just not playing them. They discarded Kami of Restless Shadows, and nothing else I can do. Just pass it back. The 5th land is so important for this draw. To be fair, I kept 1 land. Uh-oh. So we've drawn 2 lands. I guess that's all fair. Take it to 1. So they've got 2 lethal creatures here. Oh, thank goodness, it's not a shrine. Yeah, so... Wait, how? How many shrines do they control? What? Am I crazy, or did they kill a 2 mana, a 2 cost thing? I must be losing it. The mana value of Kirin Touched Orochi is 2. That much I'm sure of. Oh, toughness X or less. Oh, it's toughness, not mana value. Okay, gotcha. Now they have to sack a creature. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And now we have nothing. Not quite nothing. We have chump blockers. It's toughness, not mana value. Okay. I'm caught up. So now they get to kill another one of these guys. But then we get an 0-4. Hey, we're stabilized here at 1. 1 is not 0. Nice to gain some life. Destroy the creature. Like, they kill both of these. Block the spirit token, then maybe they don't kill this and we can return it to action when it does die. That's kind of unlikely, but hey. This only gets the power when it attacks. So 0-4 doesn't do much against this 4-3, except block it once. Prancer's much better. And then shock me. Oh, no. So there's the companion dead. Yeah, we still need them not... No. They can draw... Haste. I'm trying to think how all this works. This turn, I think we do Blossom Prancer. That thing has Death Touch. Yikes. Cancel. Harmonious Emergence would be good. It even starts getting damage in. And in case they draw a creature, I can't really attack here. Haste Vigilance. I can attack with this, but that's it. It doesn't even get that much damage in. It gets like 3 damage in if we attack with Animus. It's not worth it. The 4/5 is nice because it blocks the Brute Suit. If they do end up attacking with both, I can just chump with Animus on the Goshen tie. And then eventually I'll be able to gain life with this return to action. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. If it would die, instead sacrifice it. That's an interesting attack you've got there. I guess I just block it, right? Sounds good to me, and that's a good draw. Ooh, I can get creatures and enchantments back. But I don't have to do that now. And one of their creatures died, so I can attack with this Animus here. See what happens. Ooh. Additional land? No, let's get the Toad Rider. And attack for 4. Yeah, that's 4. Pretty sure. It's a little risky, but what are the odds they have a removal spell and a creature? Pretty low. Nice. So now we attack for 8. Play this. Get Kaimi as soon as possible. Swing 8. It's whenever it attacks. I was just checking in case it was whenever it attacks alone, in which case just might not attack with it. And they're dead next turn, so we stabilized. Shoot. Wow. Typical sealed. You just feel like you're losing the whole time and then you win instead. Yeah, they just, yeah, that's called stabilization right there. Never give up. Malicious malfunction. I wonder how good that is. It's not that good. I don't know. Let's submit. You know what we don't have a lot of? Green has a really good common that just exiles an enchantment or artifact. We don't have it. But it's insanely good because it's like 90% of the creatures that matter in the format and all the vehicles and all the whatever. We didn't even get a ninja Kunai. We got this Kieran though. Okay, the slower start from them. That's good to see. Mill 3, sure. We might get away with a 1/1 counter on it as well, which is always good to see. No, my Toad Rider. Brute Suit is back. We could ramp out Blossom Prancer, but that's just not necessary to do, is it? I'm gonna check the deck here. It doesn't get us much. It doesn't get us so much, does it? I'd rather just have a 6/5. One of the few things that can stand up to brute suit. I might ignore the brute suit here. What I could have done is held back the token to block it, but there are a few ways that goes wrong. They hold up 2 mana, 2 damage to any target, and they've got that. Then attack for 4. And that's a reach creature, so we can't even really attack into that. Awkward. Oh, another game we'll have to stabilize. Now we have a little 1/1. Oh, yeah, we can attack because that thing is can't be crewed this turn. Okay. So let's do it. Come in for 2. I probably want my own brute suit. Because on this board, it'd be great. A good rule of thumb for this format is always play one vehicle in your deck. Just play your best vehicle. You can play more than that if it makes sense to. But even if you don't think you should be playing a vehicle, just play one. Just play your best vehicle. The marginal value of your first vehicle is so high. And like anything, there's diminishing returns. I mean, obviously, if you have no creatures in all vehicles, it doesn't make any sense. But even this sort of common bad looking ones, even if it's just like the fly suit, crew 1 attacks as a 3/2 flyer, it's quite good. Exile the top card. Ooh, flame discharge. I mean, that's just gonna kill something. Kill stuff for free. So I wasn't playing around like release. Wow, what? What are they doing? Oh, ninjutsu. I see. Lifelink. Damn, nothing else to do but this. They gain some life, and they get to do 2 damage again. I can choose one of these guys. I'm going to get Harmonious Emergence. It just is the right size. It's just the right size to deal with their stuff. It's like too late for Visitor. We need Visitor on turn 1, not on turn 20. I'm not going to be able to block with these anyway, so I'm just going to attack. They're going to be able to maybe finish off the Prancer if they get 1 mana. But we still have a little bit of life to play with. 1 mana lets them equip and throw the kunai, and then play the 2 damage spell. Let's see what happens. Twin shot sniper coming in. I imagine that will hit our flyer, since they're doing it now. And no attacks? I'll certainly trade off with the brute suit here. Take no damage. That'd be great. Or at least it's the best I can hope for. Oh, really? What? You know what this has to be? It has to be the +1/+0 and first strike. No? They just gave it up. They gave it up for free. But maybe they know that having us down to 9 is like where they want to be. Who knows? Play the Tanuki. It's tough for me to attack. They've only got 2 cards left in their hand. They might want stuff in their graveyard. I'm going to hold off on attacking with my 4/4 just now. There's a lot of ways we could just die if we attack. There's like the 5 mana active treason. So that's gonna that's a mess. Each opponent, each planeswalker they control. Ouch. I like their deck. I don't like what it's doing to me. But as a rule, I think it's pretty cool. We could get our Toad Rider back and play it and Clawing Torment. Is that enough good stuff? Yeah, does that do that does it twice? Oh, next creature comes in with a counter. Huh. Okay, creature first. Let's get Tatsunari. Let's get Teachings of the Kirin. Three damage to any target, so that could do to us as well. 3, 4. So we're essentially down to 3 here. Let's play our Toad Rider and play the Clawing Torment. 3, 2. Now they can kill the Toad in response, or the Rider in response. But we'll get our Toad, which is the important thing, because that'll gain us some life next turn. Wow, okay. Now things get kind of tough. I should attack for a bit here. I don't think we die to their attack, especially now that that's a 3/2. They could just throw the Brute Suit in front of it, but that's not great for them either. None of these flip this turn. They've only got 1 card in hand. 3 points of burn, 2 creatures. Yeah, vehicles are cool. They have this kind of ability to give any of your creatures haste and +3/+3. Oh. What? What is happening? They must be pointing this at me. Yeah, we might be dead. If they have another Kanai, we're just dead. Oh. Oh, wow. Really good card. They did that really well. It does mean their last card wasn't a thing. But as long as they don't have 3 damage in their top 2, we might be okay. And as soon as it's our turn again, we're gaining 2 life. Don't do it. A Kanai alone doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. And they can make a 2/2 vigilance. Hopefully that's what they do. The Kanai would kill us here, because what they could do is crew the Brute Suit, put the Kanai on it, and they'd have mana to shoot it at us. That would be nuts. That would be such a finish. Then it would be game 3. This little frog here. Ooh! Oh, they killed my toad. Rider. Why didn't they kill my toad? And they got us down to 1. If you control a modified creature, which they do because of this thing. Wow! What is happening here? Haste, menace. They sacrificed their brute suit, so that won't have menace. Jeez. This is nuts. So maybe we're not safe after all. Oh no, we are. Menace and lifelink. I think we're okay. Oh, thank God it's not just once per turn. That would be something. Play a land. Harmonious Emergence on this. It gives it haste, so it doesn't matter too much where it goes. I just need a bunch of creatures. 5. Should I gain life here? That seems reasonable. 2. That has vigilance. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is attack with these 2. They're going to let that happen. Do I just want more life? Because our stuff won't die. Oh, no, wait. No, I can't do it. I can't do it anyway. Okay, they're down to 7. They're going to try to kill me here. Attacking might have been silly, but this thing won't have haste. This thing has haste. But that's it. And then, as long as I don't die to first strike damage, I should be okay. Oh, they get to play their top card. Oh, thank God, it's just a swamp. Not another lightning bolt. Did we do it again? Okay. I'm pretty confident we're going to win now. They don't have a good thing to sacrifice. The only thing they could sacrifice is the same thing, and they don't have any artifact dying triggers. All right. All right. Put a 1/1 counter target creature you control. If it would be destroyed, It would be destroyed. Exile it instead. Oh no, I don't know how this interaction works. Is it a timestamp thing? Whose replacement effects take priority? Both of those take priority over return to action. So return to action won't get my creature back when Etchings is in play unless my thing killed it. But if they kill Harmonious Emergence, whose replacement effect applies? I don't know. If two or more replacement or prevention effects are attempting to modify the way an event affects an object or player, the affected object's controller, or its owner if it has no controller, or the affected player chooses one to apply, then the other effect applies if it is still appropriate. So I get to choose which one applies. Great. That's great. I like that. That's cool. So I could have this forest sitting around with a 1/1 counter if it pleases the court. In any case, I'm going to put the counter on the forest because that's the one that's easier to attack with anyway. Damage, yeah. So I get to choose the replacement effect. But this is not a replacement effect. This is after the fact effect. I wish I had an enchantment here. Five. What if I don't want to attack with everything. But I think attacking with these two is fine. They have to at least block. The question is, are they going to give up a good creature to try to trade? Or are they going to, block with the minimum? Are they going to block with the minimum? Yeah, here I'll use return to action to try to kill both. But I won't get my thing back for sure, unless it's bugged, which would be good for both of us, because they could file for compensation, and I could win. Why would they block with this and not the samurai? I guess they value vigilance more highly. They don't know I have this in my hand. If they wanted to try to kill us the next turn, their best bet would be just chump the forest or triple block the forest. So we only kill two. No, I don't know. This is tough for them. They've got plenty of time because it's so close to the end of the game. They can take 5 minutes per turn now, and this is... It's getting to the point of the game where you can, like, solve the whole tree if you spend long enough. Give me every possible block. Some trees are pretty short, or some branches are pretty short, like not blocking. Oh, yeah, I forgot this is game 2. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll definitely win on time if they win this somehow. But I don't think they're going to win this. It's better that I block here. So I'll order that way, but I'll still do this. It gains us some life. Hopefully they don't have removal for it. Even if We might be dead if they had removal for it. Ah, there we go. Okay, sweet. And we just lose it as expected. And it gets exiled as expected. But that was well worth the trick. Gaining 5 life and trading with another creature. So now what do they have? Nothing. We can block everything. Even if they kill a creature, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they don't even have enough damage to kill us here. Nice. I learned some more rules this weekend as well. Late for this guy. This guy is great on turn 2, awful on turn 10. About sagas triggering, I guess I went through that earlier. I wish we had some more enchantments and artifacts, but we don't. I could attack with Kaimi. They just block there. 3, 4, 5, 6. If I attack with everything. Block, block, block. Chump. That's not good. Attacking with Kaimi's reasonable, but I don't like where that puts us. And we're doing just fine without that. So now they have a choice. Trade 3 creatures with it, or start chumping. And I think they're going to start chumping. That's probably their best chance. Hey, fine with me. We keep our forest with its 1/1 counter. Nice. It's too bad we don't get to find out how that interaction works online, because I get to choose the replacement effect. I've never even seen that before. I've probably seen things like it. Okay, they are just chumping. But that does not come up very often. Rancer's a beautiful card. All right, they draw nothing. They haven't drawn much for a while. I guess neither have we. Oh, I could put a 1/1 counter on... Wait, they're just dead here. Right? Enter a creature you control. What don't I want them to cast here? I don't know, this thing. They just don't have enough to block here. We might not win here, but we're going to take a lot of creatures down with us. And they take 2 from that. Damage. Yep, damage means we win. Would you like to play first? Yeah, it's probably a good format to play first. And this is fine. This is a turn 4 Prancer if it doesn't look like we're getting a ton of land. And Clawing Torment to hinder their first creature. Okay, no 1-drop for ninjutsu. That's good to see. Yeah, I'll probably use Tanaki to prance around. Ooh, white-blue. I can do the Tanaki at instant speed, so I'll play around the crab here and do that. And then, no, Kami doesn't get that back from our graveyard. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Getting ahead of the game here. Oh, this is a vehicle. That's fine, though, because if they attack with it, I just kill it. What do I get? A creature or enchantment? Hmm. Clawing Torment, Harmonious Emergence. This emergence has been way too good. I want the visitor to be good, but I think the emergence is better here. We just don't have enough good enchantments to make that work. Yeah, they're not going to attack with that, are they? Crew for 2, so they can't even crew that. We're just going to go for it. We're just going to attack like crazy. That's 8. Take 8. I don't see a good reason to torment them. I'd rather have that to block. Behold, the unspeakable. Now they can hit with the prototype. But even that's not amazing. Oh, they're not doing it. They're not doing it here. This is super interesting. God, what an interesting game. Because now we can kill something. Just depends on what they block with. Or just get 4 damage in. I think that's fine. It's 1 less blocker. And then we could just play a 4-3. We don't need to return an enchantment for that to be good. Or we could play a 3-2 menace and hold up return to action. It's unlikely they have just a kill spell. So I'm going to play Geothermal Kami. No, we could return Emergence, but yeah, we don't. Doesn't really benefit us. Now they get to scry like crazy. I think the Wrath is more than 6 mana, or at least 4 white. I don't actually remember. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to look it up. I don't know what it's called. It's some white spell. Farewell. It is 6 mana. Yeah, it's 6 mana, and it can just exile all creatures. Okay, our land is complete. Should have saved our bounce spell. Oh well. Couldn't have known. How could we have known? We can almost kill them here. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's one away. Dang. Oh. Okay, hold on. If they do the wrong thing, they're pretty dead here. It doesn't matter too much. That turns into a big flying trample thing, so we can kill that with the Grove Archer. But this turn, we're gonna ninjutsu in the Shadow Walker. So hopefully they block... Yeah, they block that one. And we ninjutsu this one back, so we can get the Harmonious Emergence back. And then completion will fall off the land, so we'll unlock that. Yeah, oops. That's awesome. All right, so they've got a 6/6 flying trample. And they're at 5 life. So we have 2 lethal creatures. Return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. So return our 6/6 or 5/5. Pretty annoying. Land is really good here. I don't think it's possible for them to counter this channel effect. They could counter it with a crab, but they can't counter it with without the crab. Oh, there's so much I want to do here. They could counter the Kami, but if they do that, that's a 4/4. But then we hold return to action up. I think we play this. And if they counter it, they counter it. They could tap their prototype. Yeah, nice. But that's okay, because now we get our Prancer back. Or they don't block it. That'd be kind of nuts, but they might not block it here. I think they'll block with their 4/4. But we return to action. Ooh. Let's get our Toad Rider. Can't do better than that. Now the Archer's a lot worse. I should have just done the Archer. I was playing around Protocol. Or I was playing with Protocol in mind. But I think, given that they had it, it's probably just best to do this. But then they can counter my next play. Pilot time. Ouch. Dragonfly Suit. Dragonfly Suit is a flyer. For... Oh, wow. Do we lose this? Let's see. Let's see if we lose it. I mean, we're still kind of getting them low. What is happening here? Okay. Let's play the terrarium. Let's get a swamp. Play the swamp. Play the Toad Rider. And play an enchantment before they get priority. Toad time. Cool. So my board's huge. My life total is amazing. The way we lose this is if they have a Wrath. They didn't even wait to draw a card, so they probably don't even have it in their deck. Tempted to play the Malfunction. It doesn't kill too many of our things. But I don't know. They're not that wide. It just kills all the creatures that crew things in their deck. I like how I played that. Okay, this is a good hand to start with. Yeah, easy start with Okiba here. Emergence has been a better card than I had hoped. Hacker. They've got a hacker. Not for long. If we draw our Toad next turn, that'd be pretty good. Unless they counter it. That's pretty good. Well, let's see what they do about this 2/2 Menace. Oh, nothing. Okay, well, if they counter the Companion, that's fine. I always forget this thing doesn't have haste. I mean, of course it doesn't, but yeah, they'll just counter that. Good, you know. It's not the best card in my deck. Although if we draw that 5/5 Ninja, it might be. Do they have more counter magic here, do you think? Who knows? However, they might, so I'm just going to pass it. We could play Emergence, but I'm just going to wait. I might start doing stuff now. For example, the Blade Blesser is so bad in our deck that we might as well do it. Wow, they're letting that resolve. Most likely. This has Flash? No way! I completely missed that. This thing has 6 paragraphs of text. The first paragraph being its name. I completely missed that all weekend. What a good card. Each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. If they don't have a creature, they don't have to do anything. So I don't know if that's that good. I'll try this. I mean, they seem to be at least playing stuff. Yeah. They could complete that again. But I think even if they complete it, it had already attacked. Yeah, all right, well, they're down pretty low. So you really want to play this when, well, they have at least one creature in play. Yeah, that was sweet. Not much of a game there. They didn't find their second color. Would you like to play first? Yeah. I'll keep it. It's good against an aggressive hand, and it's good... I guess it's good with the Kami. It would just pick up the Archer and gain 3 life. A lot of lands. Too many lands. Someone was asking me about... You've got, like, multiple of each land. Do you just play both so you have more options? Or do you play the other one to hide what you have? And sometimes it's obvious because you have like a double cost in your deck, so you play 2 of 1. But yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what the right answer is. Oftentimes you want to play the thing that you don't want to discard. Blade Blesser. That Exemplar is annoying. It might be worth just trading it off with the Grove Archer here. Surprisingly annoying. I mean, maybe they'll have a big flyer later, but it's more likely that we just save the most damage this way. What good is a defender? Double strike 2/2. We no longer have menace. So the Blade Blesser really doesn't get to attack. Well played. Cassadeel. Maybe I should have just taken it. Two basic land. Yeah, the Boseiju is really good. That makes me a bit nervous because we don't have an answer to it unless we splash white. It has reach, so there's, yes, very little we can do against it. They could trade with the Kami. Chapter 2 rarely does anything for Branch of Boseiju. However, it does let you redo your channel lands if you have one. Speaking of Boseiju, that card is worth $1 million online. It's 50 tickets online. Crazy. Vigilant 4/4. They don't have a flyer yet. Double strike is still messing me up. Hopefully they block this geothermal Kami. Hopefully they do. Sweet. Oh well. And then I have more green sources in my deck. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I have a 5/5 Death Touch. That's kind of cool. They just swing with everyone? Or just the 4 power creature? We could get screwed over here, but that's always true. So we'll end up at 20. If nothing changes here, we'll end up with 20, and they'll lose a 4/4 Vigilance. Story Weave. Ouch! 8. So we end up at 16. And that comes back to us. And I really want to save this Tanuki, but it might not be worth it. Just going to get the forest. I mean, that's guaranteed value here, and it thins our deck. Generous Visitor. Defender Reach. They both have Reach. Not our game to win, I don't think. What we need to do is like double block this Kitsune. But then we have nothing left for these huge things. So I probably just chump it. and then lose a slow game after that. Another one. Land. Yeah, I have to keep my Blade Blesser for the branch of Boseiju. So I can't do anything fancy like double blocking their double striker. Though it would deal with it. We're not drawing to very much. Not much we can do. Our only real chance here is to outclass them, but 4/4 double strike and an 8/8. It's kind of tough to outclass. Just take a hit off this. Why not? Another one. That's good. Does this not have menace? Oh, we don't have an enchantment yet. Ah, if we lose the companion, we lose Death Touch. Oh no. Oh no. These are enchantment creatures? That doesn't even make sense. All right. Ah, I see. I can't do it this turn. I've got to I've got to save all my stuff. So they get to play another 4/4. Maybe I can survive another turn. We might as well humor them here. I think if I just played the Tanuki, we might have been fine. But I needed Forest off the top. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Attack with everyone? Yeah, nothing we can do about that. Jump this. Yeah, nothing we can do about that. Too many lethal creatures, too many opportunities for trample. It's possible we can get a board better than what they had. Unforgiving one might be good. No, I'm just going to submit again like this. Keep. Blade Blesser. It's slow. Thankfully, we're on the play. But we've got pretty good prospects here. Just play your cards. Nothing you can do but play your cards. I like that. That gives us a lot of good draws. We haven't had a visitor game yet. That thing has vigilance. Ooh! This is nuts. Mech. What the mech? Why does that sound worse than what the heck? I don't know, but it does. And then we go Prancer, crew this. God, this card is nuts. So it'll give our Prancer +1/+1 in haste, basically. Uh-oh. Gonna outrace this Beseiju. This card is nuts. It is really solid. What we possibly do here? Vehicles of Menace. Well, they already have Menace. Harmonious Emergence. That's a lot of damage next turn. That's probably it. Yeah. Take 8. Yeah, they're super dead next turn. Be attacking with 13. Okay. Visitor. Emergence. 1/1 counter here. Then we can, equip crew the mech with probably the Prancer, and then attack with everything else. Nice. Still in it. Game 3. That's what you like to see. I think they started with 40 cards, then they went up to 41. Now they're at 42. Every time you see that, you've got a little higher chance of winning. And this hand is I'm not going to say it's unbeatable, because it's not, but it is looking better every moment. And that black source was just divine. Thank you. Just the bee's knees. I can't play 2 enchantments this turn. Surely not. Put a counter here. Don't think I'm attacking. This thing is way too important. Next turn. This thing hits hard. This is what I was talking about. Early game, you just attack with your 1 samurai, because that's all you have, and it gets its own bonus. Or you play another samurai, and it gets both bonuses, or whatever. Cool. Now what? Two. Mana efficient play is to play the Searchlight Companion. I could end up getting a 3/3 Generous Visitor, but that's not amazing. Do the Searchlight Companion. Save the Archer for pumping something else, because pumping the Generous Visitor is really not Anything to write home about. Giving me the option of returning the visitor, or the archer next turn is fine. I'm just going to do the mech, though, and we can always return the Reckoner raid. But I think doing that turn 5 is the best, because we can replay it if I get land. I'm sure we'll get land. We gotta kill this, we gotta kill Norika. Oh, it has vigilance too. That is a house. But it won't have vigilance on my turn. No, it won't. That thing comes back. There's our 5th land. That's good. Busted. You just got busted up. Can attack with these two and then crew this on defense. We're on a timer now. We're on a clock against Beseju. I think if they, well, it's reach. So I should be putting my counters on menace creatures. Ooh. +3/+3 on the exemplar. So I could trade that with Surge Hacker Mech. That's not really worth it. Dang it. I don't want to do that. Not really. But they're going to get the same thing next turn. So I think I will trade it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will trade it here. And then that thing's huge. Yeah, everything helps everything else. Yeah, sure. If they have a response, that's also good, because that was just going to do infinite damage to me. Is it possible they have the white channel land? I think that's 4 to use, unless they have a legendary creature. Five, and Besiege is only a 5/5. It's not way too big yet. What are they doing? Oh, they're putting counters on it, so this thing's going to be huge, and it's going to come back. Okay. Yep. That's fine. Storyweave, yeah. Huh. That was crazy. Menace is nice. Ugh. Menace and flying, that's the only way I'm getting in damage here. They don't have flying. But I can put a counter on my menace creature? I guess. And then get it back. Attack for 4. This is rough. So now they get this thing transformed and it comes back. They've done a lot with a little. Story Weave was huge. Story Weave not only traded with Mech, but ended up getting 2 1/1 counters. Kitsune Ace, that's no problem. Everything's a bit of a problem. I don't care about that. I'd rather block a 6/6 later. But now, what can we do? We can attack with one of these road captains and trade it with an ace. Or that kind of thing. Or I could put one on the Kami. And then maybe wait for a flyer. But as soon as they play an enchantment, the Kami loses to the portrait. Not a good place to be. This is game 3. Down in game 3. If they don't have an enchantment, they don't really have good attacks at all. Okay, that's good to see. Ooh. They lose one. It's Toad time. So I'll put another counter on the Kami. Make Tammy. And now it's just a matter of drawing some enchantments. I put it on the Kami just in case they draw another enchantment here. Oh yeah, so good. Harmonious Emergence. So now we will drain them for 1. And we're getting to the point. We're getting to the point where we can start doing some real damage to them. If we attack. Everything has haste, or everything can attack. Are they going to concede here? Attacking might be awful, but if we win with a little bit of excess, it's probably worth it. You can block 4 creatures. Can't attack with that. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They block there. They block there. There and there. Oh, no, no, no. It's not. It's definitely not worth attacking. My road captain just flipped. They're going to use the hover bike. Okay, now I definitely don't attack. Yeah, for sure not. Yikes. But they can attack into that, maybe. Next turn I can attack. That doesn't actually give them any more blockers here. In fact, they might have done this too early. Because they had at least blocks that would let them survive. Then they don't really have blocks to attack back. So I can still get them here. I think I can still get them here. They block there. There. Oh, this thing! Flying or reach. Oh, they can just be blocked by these guys. Shoot. Those two come in. They get blocked there and there. There are 3 more blockers. 1, 2, 3. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage in. If I'm counting right, this is lethal. They only have 1 card in their hand. Target for neutral can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Line it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm doing it. And let's have these 2 unable to block except by creatures with flying or reach. They need to activate their hover bike to block that 3. I think this does it. For whatever reason, it's annoying to like look past my defender creature. If this was live, I could like order it left to right. But oh yeah, they didn't do it, so now they can't even block this Kaimi. We've got 2 menace creatures, the Kaimi. If they kill a 3/3 and then block 2 big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're only doing 7. But since they didn't block Kaimi, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16. Yeah, if they survive this, we're dead. No, maybe not. We have 1 block. Okay, sweet. 3-0. Mad Ramon. This looks super good. The only thing better than seeing one of these visitors in our opening hand is seeing 2. Tap a permanent. Ouch. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Two. Probably ninjutsu something in here, but till they do. Oh! Ouch! Gross. That sucked. I guess that could have killed at any time. It got its value. Oh, that was physically painful. We're going to start ninjutsuing stuff too in a minute. Flying, can't do anything about that. They do have the ninja. Bounce a creature. Oh my god. This has gone from bad to worse. This is so bad. This could have been such a good start. But they've had it all. You're going to attack with this and we're not going to block it. No, we probably should block it. Ton of menace. No, I don't think we do. If they have another specialist, though, we're in deep trouble. Rabbit Battery. Guardians of Oboro. What an absolute pain. What a nightmare. Terrarium gives us Death Touch, so that's huge. Got one of those, play it. That means they could block with those 2, but I don't think they'd really want to do that. Yeah, I think it's fair to attack here for 3. 3 only. And then next turn we can bounce one back. Potentially. These cards are good. 3/2 Death Touch Menace is incredible. Coming in. They're coming in. I could take Menace out of the equation. They just have another ninjutsu creature, don't they? Why else would they attack? A block here. Yeah, it sucks to lose our enchantment, of course. But we have another enchantment. Ooh, interesting. Didn't expect that. They're so dead. They're so dead. Oh, it's ridiculous how dead they are. They can't block either. So we might as well ninjutsu one in. Take 8. Pass it. Now they'll be down to 3. They don't have great blocks for this. A ninja's pretty good, but it's not that good. Koi doesn't do much. Experimental synthesizer. I don't know what the flavor here is, but you make something unexpected and then someone comes and claims it, like the samurai. I'm sure they have another ninja here. Oh, oh, make a treasure? Aren't they just dead? If they can kill the blesser, they're dead. Or or they're not dead. But then they just have to chump with their guardians. Huh. What a game. What a game this is. If we, yeah, if we put that on, they would have just chumped it. Here, we can gain a bunch of life and then play the Blade Blesser. So our thing comes back. Tapped. Comes back, albeit tapped. We play another one of these guys and then just hold our land back so we keep them guessing. We really don't need it in play, and they're not going to discard it. Card's good. Specialist is good. They're still in chump mode for the rest of eternity. I mean, despite all that, they can still attack a little bit. Visitor. We've got a good attack here. Forces the chump. Blade Blesser. Visitor. And just to make things clear that this is not going to be an easy game, let's give another lethal creature, specifically one with menace. I just don't want them to feel too comfortable. Discard a card, draw a card. Okay. Not too bad. I can deal with that. Nice. Yeah, nothing we can do. I mean, nothing different we can do. Malfunction. That might be okay. Answer, it hits most of their creatures, come to think of it. Our start there was absurd. They had a few good answers to it, but couldn't answer quite all of it. I'll keep this. This is basically companion into Walker. Hopefully that's good enough. Yeah. Generous Visitor. I mean, that's great. It probably soaks up removal, but then the companion doesn't. Yes! 4-0. Here we go. Yeah, keepable. Time to begin the raid. Mech has been glorious for us. Oh, that's a good one to start with. This is a super good one here. Might as well play some land. So next turn, oh, it has Ward 2. No. Even if it's only a 2/2, we can't kill it till we have 6 mana. Jeez, that's broken. Busted, broken. So what can we do? Let's see. Counter unless the controller pays 2. Yeah. Just gonna do that. What the heck? That's funny, it tells you in play. They just have to play this. 0 legendary creatures. It doesn't matter, because it's in play. It only matters in their hand. Interesting. But if they don't find any artifacts, it's possible in 2 turns this is still a 2/2. In which case, we might just want to ignore it altogether. But probably we want to kill it. The most likely case is in 2 turns it's a 4/4. Because in a deck with this, you play every card as an artifact. This comes back as a 3/3. That's nothing to write home about. We're never going to get another vehicle, so this is always just shock on a stick. Mm-hmm. Network terminal. And they have essentially 2 more mana here. But no land. That's good to see. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm not sure if playing this mech is correct. But it very well could be. I think it's correct here. It's annoyingly correct. Go. What else are we gonna do? Wait for a tiny creature to kill with it? Nah. So, yeah, I don't know. Already has Menace. Battle Suit. 4/4. Our creatures are still just a bit bigger than that. Clawing Torment. Fun! If we waited a turn for that, that could have been good. Menace on the Nezumi Road Captain. Hmm. If we make this unable to block, and attack with these two, then they just have nothing. They can't really do much of anything. I like that. That seems reasonable, at least. Patchwork Automaton. So now they could crew the Brute Suit to take down one of these guys. I guess I didn't really think this fully through. But this is fine. This is fine. They could kill either one. I'll kill the suit. And they'll cycle. This is fine. This thing can't block. It could crew, but we killed the thing it could crew. They keep losing a life, unless this dies, which I don't think I'll let it. Although it does keep getting bigger, doesn't it? If they attack with it, I probably block. If they want to lose it. Two, four, Unstoppable Ogre. Target creature can't block. They get 5 in. Nothing can block. Nothing's ever going to block again. If they kill the forest, I'm not in too bad shape. I guess I just attack with everything here. They could block here. And then soak up the rest. Yeah, it's not too bad. Really? Sure. Okay. And then play this guy. Go. Lose a life. They're at 4. Can we pull it off? We can get an enchantment back. It's not the best enchantment I've ever seen. Hopefully they can't do another 10. If they had 10 creatures and lands, there's like one 10 damage spell in the set. They'd need like +3 and double strike to have killed us on combat. So I'm feeling pretty safe. We've got 2 lethal creatures. One damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. That's not going to do it. This is super lethal. I mean, this looks super lethal, right? If they have a bounce spell for the Tanuki. Game is ended. Okay. Getting there. Malicious Malfunction might just be the perfect card for them. Or against them. Nah. Nope. Play it the same. Brute Suit. I should just take a land out for the Brute Suit. Don't know. I think that was game 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that was game 1. Oh, wow. Keep it. Indeed, that was game 1. So here we'll go Swamp. Can't do anything else. Pretty good hand. Torment is interesting on that. But I guess we go Terrarium here instead. Get that second Swamp. What I'd love to do is play the Toad Rider next turn. And then the Long Reach of Night the turn after. And hopefully we can trigger this Toad Rider. Ooh, ouch! We might not have that luxury. I probably have to Clawing Torment this Ogre right away. Maybe not. This is certainly awkward. I could just take 4. Take 4. Mech to kill this. Wow, this is really tough. Yeah. I think we'll take 4. That gets the most out of our cards. They might end up killing it. Yeah, shoot. Sky Swimmer Koi. Knight. Do both of those next turn. So why don't we do the mech to kill the 4/1. Pass it. And then if the toad survives, we're going to get so much value out of it. Come on. They designed the mech well. If it crewed for 3, it'd be like way too good. Come on, Toad. Just survive. God, what are they attacking here for? Are they bluffing? No, I'll take 1 damage. I'll take 1 extra damage. I don't think it matters too much if they're bluffing. But there's plenty of things that do 2 damage exactly. Wow. What the heck is all this stuff? All right, well. Let's do this first. Jin-Gitaxias out of their hand. All right, good to know about. Reconfigure. I think we want to kill that battery. Blub. And furthermore, attack with our Toad Rider. And if we lose our Toad, it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. We're not out of the woods yet, but I think we've got a good shot this game. We got a lot of value out of all our stuff. Our board is decent. We're taking a ton of damage per turn, but we're fairly safe on board. Did they just completely bluff us, though? They got in 1 damage? It looks like it. It looks like they bluffed us to get that damage in. Which is really, yeah, good job on their part. No, they did have this. Wait, what are they doing? 2 damage to any target. Doing it to me. So they did have the sniper last turn. So I was correct to not block. Although we would have killed this Artificer 2 for 1. We take 3. We can do about that. And we take 1 more to 6. Ouch. Maybe they discard another card here. Or sack the 1/3. Sure. Now, my best enchantments that I could draw are black. So I want to hold black open here. Every single card is a hit. Wow. Let's go ahead and drain some life, shall we? I mean, is that worth it? Or do we just want a big creature? This gains us 2 life. It gains us 3 life total. And we can do it this turn. And we've got a reach creature. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. Come on, Kaimi, you can do it. You can do it, Kaimi. Go. go, go, go. All right. And then do nothing here. That's probably the right play. These creatures are worth too much to me to trade with one of these. Mobilizer Mech. Flying 3/4. We're still better than that. Blub. Demonic Sphere, yeah. Because we killed him in like 2 hits here. That's about how it works out. With 2 unblockable Toad Riders or whatever. And they've got no mana. Let's see what this does. Whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery, copy it. Once a turn. Whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, counter the spell, but only 1 a turn. Wow. The order here doesn't matter. Always yield, why not? Land isn't great. Keep this guy back. These aren't quite unblockable, are they? Not quite. I think my best bet is to pump up Kaimi with the Terrarium, crew the mech, and then just attack with the mech. It's not that bad for us. And then keep our 4/4 back. Hello, Taylor. I'm doing quite well, thank you. How are you doing? Oh, wow, they took it to 8. Pass turn. And next turn's going to be trouble for them. They draw a card. They can draw 2 more, but they basically have no cards. If they have an answer to the Prancer, they have an answer to the Prancer, they can get a big hit in here. They can hit for like 7 if they have a mana left. No attacks. Music to my ears. I've been liking this set a lot. It's a pretty set, and we've got Kaimi, so we really can't complain. Complain about land to draw land all this much, but that's about it. All right, they have a lot of cards. They did play a land, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be a 4 power menace, and this is a 5 power menace. So they've got to start blocking. Dang. I think we should probably go for it and just attack with everybody. They've got to lose a ton. Maybe not the Toad Rider, but probably the Toad. Three, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe we crew the mech with the captain and the Toad Rider. Flying in reach. Ugh. Attack with all these. They can't block both of these, but they could block one and one of these. So they block one, they block both of those. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go for it. We're dead if... We're pretty... I guess we're not dead. Because they lose a lot, too. But I'm just gonna get in there. This attack is super lethal. If they do have a response that bounces one thing, they still have to block two. Oh no! It's okay. That's okay. Block those two and this one. No, these both have menace. They don't get away scot-free here. They've still got to lose like 4 creatures, right? Oh, they're going to block, so they don't even have this mech. Yeah. Oh man, what a game. Well, they're not dead. Wow. Basically all that did was stall one creature. Just gain 5 life, kind of. Worse than gaining 5 life, but lets them block 5. Yes. I love it. I love it. I probably want to kill the Goshen tie because that could like exactly kill us. Yeah. Yeah, totally. So they actually want to kill the Animus as if that will help them. This puts him at 4. Leaves us with a lot of good stuff. I would have animated the mech. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, it crews for 3, so it's not amazing. Yeah, well, I mean, this is exactly how I would order it, so... Put you at 4. They lose all but 1 creature. They could do like 5 damage. Yes! 5-0 in the first sealed here. Probably the only sealed of the format. Awesome! 5-0, 10-1. No wonder I love this format so much. Whew. And we did it all with the help of Kaimi. Kaimi! The victor. The true victor of the stream.